everybody. So it was requested that I show you the rest of my Starflash eyeshadows. I had told you the other day that that was about half of them, and that was correct. So someone had asked to see the rest of them, so that's what today's video is. Okay, if you didn't watch part one or the first half of this, you may want to go back and watch that because that's where I gave an explanation as to what the story is with these eyeshadows, and I don't want to have to go over all that again. So we're just going to pick up right where we left off with Bold and Brazen. And that's what this looks like. And as you can see, it's a light copper. And you can see how light it is once it's swatched. So it doesn't look so light in the pan, but then when it's swatched, that's when you can tell how light it is. The next one is Star by Night, and this is a mid-tone blue, which looks like a really, really bright blue in the pan. But then when you swatch it, you can see it's not quite as bright. Okay, next up is Top Hat, and Top Hat is an indigo. And the next one after that is called Ego, and it is a light yellow pink. And the next one is called Fashion, and it is a light gray-green with gold pearl. And you know, I have my eyeshadows in palettes by color, and I had this in my blue palette, and then I read the description and I was like, oh, okay. So I guess it shouldn't be in the blue palette. Light gray-green with, what did I say? Light gray-green with gold pearl. Now that is a really pretty color. You know, now that I'm looking, I had said those other ones were my favorites, but then when I was going through these and looking at them, I was like, gee, I don't know. Some of these are really pretty too, including that one I just showed you. Okay, and the next one is called Fashion Groupie, which, isn't that odd that they named the last one Fashion and this one Fashion Groupie? Can you imagine how confusing that was when these collections came out? So anyways, this is Fashion Groupie, and this is a light blue violet. Oh, that's really pretty too. And then, again, I take back what I said about the last batch having all my favorites, because when I was going through this and I came across this green, I remembered this is one of my all-time favorite greens. And it's called One Off. It's a mid-tone green with silver pearl. How pretty is that? Very pretty as greens go. And last but not least is Unbasic White, and Unbasic White is a bright off-white. Which, geez, it looks like straight up white to me. I don't see the offness of it in as far as the description goes, because this is probably the brightest white that I own. So I don't see how they're calling that off-white. That looks like straight up bright white to me. And you know what? I'm gonna put this, I don't know, this has got like a All these shadows are frosty, so I just wanted to be able to show you how the frost shows up more when you blend them as opposed to just doing the swatches. Also, I wanted to mention when I showed that Smoke and Diamonds the other day, I was saying, you know, one of my all-time favorite shadows, if not possibly my top favorite that I had on in the part 1 of this video. And I was looking at my eyeshadows trying to figure out if there was a dupe for it, which there isn't. You know, it was a really unique, beautiful eyeshadow. But Urban Decay Pistol, which is what I'm wearing today on my eyes, is very close. I wouldn't exactly call it a dupe, but it is very close. And so if you liked Smoke and Diamonds and you just like that color and that kind of finish texture and everything, Urban Decay Pistol. And you may already have it and not even realize it because it's in the Naked 2 palette. I bought the Build Your Own palette thing from Urban Decay, and that was one of the colors that I chose when I was buying the individual shadows. But so then after I bought the Naked 2 palette, it already had it in there. But yeah, so that is a beautiful color. And see, that's what it looks like. It's not quite exact, but it's close, I think. It's close enough that if you really like that color, it's close enough that if you really like that color, you could probably satisfy that urge with Urban Decay Pistol. So that is part 2 of my MAC Starflash eyeshadow collection. And in case you were wondering, the 2 that I'm missing are Rated R, which is a bright yellow green, and Strike a Pose, which is a dirty deep blue green. And like I said before, if I don't get those, it's no big deal. Somebody had offered to sell them to me a long time ago, but nah, I don't want them that bad. I don't really like to buy things like off eBay or buy a third party or anything like that. I just don't feel comfortable doing those kind of transactions. So if I can't find it in a store, then I just, you know, take a pass on it. So that's it, you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.